Hello, welcome to another edition of Cooper's Corner. Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about what I do at the beginning of the year for socials. So it's always the standard thing, start the year with a Canada map, which is a nice place to start and important. And the kids, even in grade 6, I find don't necessarily know the province they live in or the provinces around us, etc. So I think it is still valuable. How do I do it? So I don't just throw a map at them. Often they'll struggle with that. So these are just a few different ideas. I was also going to talk about how I teach them about the continents. So just sort of a little bit of a geography kind of themed episode today. So when I'm looking at the map of Canada, first thing I like to do is I created some slides, which I'd be happy to share with anyone. This just makes it a little more exciting. Let's see what they know. Raise your hand if you can tell me what province we live in. Oh, it's British Columbia. Raise your hand if you can tell me what is the capital of British Columbia, Victoria. And we go around the room asking the kids so that they have all seen the map one time. I like this little slideshow thing, by the way, too, because if you show a map, it's hard to say, guess it. I mean, I guess I could fill it in, but it's nice to have that sort of pre-made for me. It took me probably about 10 minutes. Again, I'd happily share it if you want to. Then something I have them do is called the Canada Map Puzzle. This is just if you have access to technology or you could borrow iPads. I just search Canada Map Puzzle. It's a free website, just kind of a little bit more, I'd say hands-on, but obviously you're using technology. So there's various levels, easy, and they drag and drop. So there's Canada Map Puzzles, hard, where there aren't the lines. Let's see, Miss Cooper, where is your, somewhere around there. This one's a little harder because you don't have a thing line up. So you kind of got to figure it out. And then also there's a expert or something, I think, in capitals. You'll notice, so how I use this is the kids are playing with it. I'm a believer in you want to not make, don't do things for too long or they get boring. This is probably fun for 5 to 8 minutes. Something I get the kids to do is, like on a whiteboard, I don't have them write down their names or anything, but this is for the continents one, but I'd say something like beginner, easy, hard. It'll give them a seconds, how many seconds it took them to complete it. Right up there, the high score. Sounds like a game then. Ooh, high score, isn't that exciting? Something to do. So then they're familiarizing themselves again with the locations, the provinces, and the capitals. After that, I have this other slideshow. This I just got off Teachers Pay Teachers, and again, I kind of adapted it. It's a virtual field trip across Canada. It gives sort of information. I took out all the names, and then it shows pictures of the places and gives information. I thought I'd have the kids guess. Could they figure out? So like this one says, the province of blank is located in Western Canada, in between British Columbia and Saskatchewan. I read through, we show the pictures, and then figure out where it is. Kind of fun. Adrienne Gear has an amazing idea that I've never done, but if you were maybe in the younger grade or you had more time to focus on this, where she reads a kid's book based on each province and each territory. Again, just bringing it to life. If you're interested in that, I could tell you what the titles she suggests are. I just haven't had the time. Something I like, again, this idea of the physical movement. Then I'll hand all of them a piece of paper. It says something like Nova Scotia, Quebec City, Winnipeg. So for example, everyone has a paper. You don't know who has which. And I say, okay, when I say go, you have to go and find Winnipeg, you have to go find your partner, Manitoba, and then you have to stand in front of my counter, assuming the Pacific Ocean is over here. So British Columbia, you're gonna stand up, and Victoria, you're gonna kneel down, and then it'll be Alberta, and Edmonton, etc., etc. I guess a little messy over in the maritime provinces, but basically a physical way to reinforce that learning. And then finally, we move into actually doing the map. I use this map to teach a couple things. Obviously, we're reinforcing our understanding of the geography. You'll notice I try to make it It's not just blank places where they can write the names of the province, the name of the capital, all indicated on the legend, the name of the ocean, the title. I also give them a list from which to copy the spelling. Obviously, they should be able to copy it from the map or the iPad or wherever they're getting their information, but I like them to use a checklist so they can keep track of what they have found and what they have not yet found. Always important to think about your students who will need an adapted version. So I take my original, put the first letter, make sure everyone is successful. This is the beginning of the year. I'm getting a feel for who can do these activities independently and who cannot. I also use this as an opportunity to talk about how I assess. So we talk about how proficient means you can do this independently by yourself. You feel confident. Developing means you can be successful with the support of someone else. We talk about work habits, and I have them self-assess. If this is so messy that I can't read it, that is not demonstrating good work habits. If I need to remind you to be on task, that is not demonstrating good work habits. So I have them sort of think about those simple things that will continue to come back throughout the year while we're doing this assignment. So that is for the Canada map. The next thing I'm going to talk about is continents. So very similar, just a couple ideas that could be useful. Start with guessing. Oh yeah, I have. It's good, nice to have. Sorry, I should have pulled it out already. Who knows what a continent is? And then you usually have a kid say, Canada's a continent, and then no, that's a country. An opportunity where they can identify on a map what they are, just like before. You should just happen to have one that looks like this. Here, I'll put it up on the screen. So I say to the kids, turn to your desk partner, see how many of the continents and oceans you know the name of, and then, okay, let's actually label them. So then I have the kids raise their hand and I go through and I put the labels on different places. Then I have a couple videos I like to show. Let's see what this one is. 7 Continents Song, one of my students recommended the other day from Hopscotch. Another one I like is Full Song, Continents and Ocean, ABC Mouse. Oh, sorry, you can't see. My bad. Full Song, Continents and Oceans, ABC Mouse Sing Along. Cute little catchy tune. 7 Continents Song, put on by Hopscotch. Just fun little songs about continents and oceans. After that, have them label a note sheet. I think and I try not to make my students write too much if we don't have to, but there's definitely value in having them write it down, helping their brain process it, I believe. So I have just my standard note sheet, which I think I might make bigger in the future. Some of the kids, I think, had a hard time fitting it all on this page, so we have a feel for our different locations there. And then, again, I have another of the silly little games that I've found. So this one is Shepherd Software. I'm trying to remember what I had to search. Google search, Continents Puzzle Game Shepherd, and it came up. And there is obviously some ads, so you'd have to close those, but the same kind of thing, where it's going to give you a time. Please. If you have access to technology, it's just a fun way for them to review. Level 1.
Asia.
Click on Asia.
Correct. North America. Oops.
Oops.
Correct.
Etc.
Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, we're going to turn that off. So same thing. Once they're done, it gives them a time. I have them write it over here, see if they can get the high score, but I emphasize to them, no one's ever going to ask you to do this in a time situation in life. This is just for fun, just for review. And then a kid, I don't know why I don't do this for Canada, but I could. I was in with the Kahoot on the continents and oceans, and the kids like to do that. So those are just a few activities that I do that take it beyond just doing the map. let's build a confidence in the map, let's use the map as an opportunity to talk about some other parts of assessment, and let's try to make it a little bit fun and a little bit hands-on. Thank you very much. Have a good day.